Okay, this one actually surprised me. Macau's Special Administrative Region of China tops the list with a growth rate of 75.3%. That's a number that makes you wonder what's behind it. Let's take a look at the full ranking and see if we can uncover some secrets. Now that we've seen Macau, SAR, China's impressive growth rate, let's shift our attention to Guyana, which comes in second with 33.8% increase. That's a number that makes you think twice about this small South American country's economic potential. It's clear they're doing something right. Now we've got Samoa on our radar, with a growth rate of 15.2%. What's interesting here is that while it may not be as explosive as some of the other countries on this list, Samoa's steady climb suggests they're building a strong foundation for long-term economic stability. Let that sink in. A country can't just coast on 1 or 2 good years, after all. Now we've got Turks and Caicos Islands joining the party with a growth rate of 13.7%. What's notable here is that this tiny Caribbean nation has managed to keep pace with some of the bigger players on this list. Despite its relatively small size, it's clear they're doing something right in terms of economic development. Let's see if we can uncover what's behind their success. Now that we've seen some of the bigger players on this list, let's take a closer look at Malta, which comes in with a growth rate of 10.6%. What's interesting here is that despite being one of the smaller economies on this list, Malta has still managed to eke out a respectable spot. It's clear they're doing something right. Let's see if we can uncover what's behind their steady climb. Now that we've seen some of the smaller economies on this list making waves, let's take a closer look at Libya, which comes in with a growth rate of 10.2%. That's right, just a hair below Malta, but still an impressive showing for a country that's often associated with economic uncertainty. It's clear they're doing something right. Let's see if we can uncover what's behind their steady climb. You know how some of these emerging economies are really pushing innovation and entrepreneurship? It's all about creating a culture that rewards taking calculated risks and trying new things. Speaking of which, I've been checking out this platform called Earniculum. It's an online learning space where you can earn money by completing short courses on real-world skills. They're still in early access, but the idea is to make learning feel more like a job than a chore. You can join their waitlist at earniculum.com to be one of the first to try it out. Check the link in the description below for more info. Now we've got Aruba joining the party with a growth rate of 9.5%. What's notable here is that despite being one of the slower growers on this list, Aruba's steady climb suggests they're finding ways to adapt and thrive in an increasingly competitive economic landscape. Let that sink in. It's clear they're doing something right, but we'll have to dig deeper to uncover what's behind their success. Now that we've seen some smaller economies making waves, it's time to take a look at Fiji, which comes in with a growth rate of 9.4%. That's just a hair below Aruba, but still an impressive showing. Personally, I'd rather start early than play catch-up later on. Let's see if Fiji can keep up the momentum and continue its steady climb. As we move down this list, things get a bit more interesting. Guyana's growth rate of 33.8% is a significant jump from what we've seen so far. It's clear they're doing something right. But let that sink in. Just below them, Samoa's 15.2% growth rate shows they're also making waves. And then there are the outliers. Macau, SAR, China's 75.3% growth rate is a whole different story altogether. Now that we've seen some smaller economies making their mark, it's time to take a closer look at Guyana and Samoa. Both are growing rapidly, but in very different ways. Guyana's growth rate of 33.8% is certainly impressive, but what really gets me is how close they are to Macau, SAR, China's astronomical 75.3%. That's a whole lot of growth happening right next door. Let that sink in. We've got economies growing at rates that would make even the most seasoned investor take notice. But what does it all mean? To me, this list says one thing. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to economic success, and sometimes it's the ones you least expect who are leading the charge. But what about the rest? Let's take a look at some other economies that are making waves. Malta's growth rate is a respectable 10.6%, but it's Libya and Aruba who really catch my eye with their respective rates of 10.2% and 9.5%. And then there's Turks and Caicos Islands, which rounds out the list with a growth rate of 13.7%.